What's going on, guys? This is Aussie Van Man. How y'all doing today? Now, it's actually after lunchtime here. After a late start. I didn't sleep in. No, I didn't sleep in, but I've been having a pretty crazy day. Yesterday was crazy. This is probably, you're probably seeing this a while after, but you would have seen my 4th of July celebrations video earlier on, probably a week or two ago. Well, this is continuing on from that. So yesterday, on the way back from my 4th of July celebration, I ran over that piece of tool on the road, or metal, whatever it was, tore my tire up. And then because I couldn't get off the road quick enough because I was on the freeway, and then my rim ripped the heck out of my sidewall of the tire. So it totally destroyed my tire. Things just destroyed. Current status on that is I've had to order a new tire. It's not on. I have a spare tire on right now, so waiting for that new tire to come in. Now in the meantime, I've headed up to Munns Park. I'm here in Munns Park here. It is hot. It is hot. It's the July 4th weekend. We're in a heat wave right now. Even here where I come to escape the heat, it is really hot today. So I'm hiding inside the van with the AC on. Now I had another issue when I got here last night. I went to microwave a meal while I watched a movie, and yeah, the power went boom. No power. I tried to figure it out last night. Couldn't figure it out. It was being weird. My inverter kept turning on and off. Didn't want a bar of it. I struggled to reset it. At one point, I literally couldn't reset the inverter. It wouldn't come back on. I thought I'd either destroyed the inverter or there's something wrong with it. So this morning, in the heat, while it's hot, I tore everything out so I could get to my inverter and my electrics and try to decipher what was going on. In doing so, I managed to get the inverter up and running again, but as soon as I turned the microwave on again, I wasn't sure if it was the inverter or the microwave or something else going on. Now, it took a very long time to figure it out. I'm not 100%, but I'm like 90% sure I know what it is now. I think it's my microwave. Although I've never had any issues using the microwave before, I think the microwave's on its way out, because I ran some other high power drawing items and it didn't blow my inverter at all. As soon as I run my microwave, I looked at the wattage. It's a 700 watt microwave. Well, it surges up to 1400, 1500 watts, and then boom, shortly after it blows the inverter. So I think my microwave surging power, something's gone wrong inside my microwave where it's pulling tons of power. It's only a $50 Hamilton Beach microwave from Walmart, so I'll probably just get another one and chuck this one out. You know, it's lasted me plenty of years. I bought this microwave when I moved into my apartment first out here, and I've had it ever since, and it's been drug all over the country in my van and rattled half to death. So it's done pretty well for itself, I think, but it's time to retire the microwave and get a new one, I think. We shall see when I buy a new microwave whether that is the problem, but I'm pretty sure that makes the most sense right now. At first I thought it was the inverter, but now I'm actually thinking it's not the inverter. So I've been hiding in here ever since, because that heat really just destroyed me today. I have the AC running. AC's running great, guys. I've been running it traveling in the summer. I've had it at 114 or 112, something like that, degrees in Phoenix in the summer. I've had to turn it up a ways, but it's kept me alive in here, and I've been able to sit inside my van and not have to sit outside. So truly grateful for that. The AC is a win. The AC is absolutely amazing, guys. It's doing a great job. The battery bank as well. I've not come anywhere near draining my battery bank now that I've doubled my capacity. Absolutely great, guys. And the AC is not killing it either. So super happy, super great. Yeah. I got some more plans for next week coming up, and we're gonna be traveling again. Super excited about that. I'm just in the planning stages right now, so today I'll be doing a lot of planning. I got to edit some videos, but outside here, it's horrible out there, guys. It's hot. It's so hot. I'm not leaving my van now until the sun starts going down because it's just horrible out there. I don't have much for you since I'm not going outside today, so I thought I'd just give you a little update on that. Travel plans. I haven't 100% worked it out yet. I think we're going to go to New Mexico next week, so that should be a lot of fun. I want to try find some higher elevation areas so I'm not in the heat so much. Try to explore some of the mountainy areas. I know there's plenty in New Mexico. I didn't think there was, but I've been learning a lot about New Mexico, and it's actually starting to become a state I really want to explore. I never had any interest in exploring it before, but now I do. So that's going to be cool. I was going to do some work on the van this weekend, but this heat is just, it's too much, guys. So I don't know how much work I'll be doing on the van. But we're probably going to cook some dinner later. Again, I didn't bring a lot of food up with me. I have tons of dry food and shelf stock and all that. But, so we're going to maybe just try to throw something together with whatever we have in there. I'm going to have to go through it later and figure it out. All right, guys. So we will check back in a little bit, and we'll probably be doing a bit of cooking very shortly. We'll see you in a second. All right, guys, it's about 5:30 in the afternoon. It's slowly starting to cool down now. I've been working on the car. I just wanted to show you something. You know, I do take this thing off-road quite a bit. And, yeah, one of the bad things is it gets very dirty in the engine bay. Things get hot because I live in Phoenix. I'm off-roading, so things dry, crack, break. My latest issue, I mean, other than this, battery terminals are starting to crust up, so I have to dip them in some hot water, scrub them off. But as you can see, I've taken the battery out, taken the battery tray out, because lately, since I went to Telluride, I put in cool window washer fluid. It was all gone. I wasn't getting anything barely out of the spray nozzles here, so I had to take it all apart to try figure out what's going on. And here's the nozzle. I took that off. That was actually on there. It was a little loose, but it wasn't leaking at all. I'll put that back on. Okay, so that's on there. It wasn't leaking. I couldn't see. I filled it all up just now full of water. Couldn't see any leaks from the bottom, so I was like, I don't get it. So I tried to take this out. Very tough to do. There's a nut over here I can't get to. And I figured out, I'm like, dude, I can't see any water at all coming from down here. And I was right. So briefly, I just threw the battery on top, put the battery terminals back on, put power to the washer motors, and same thing. There's barely anything, just barely bubbling out of the window washers, more on the right side, so it comes down in a line. But then when I turned it off, I seen it all gushing out here onto the ground from up here down through in the inside down into the ground. So that tells me one thing. So this should be an easier fix, I think. We'll see. So the line for that, I believe, is here. It goes up into here. I could be wrong. I think that's the one now. It goes from the bottom of the tank up into here. I don't know if that's part of it. I don't know. I don't believe that's air. Sorry, this is a water line. It's not leaking anywhere here. It's feeding up into here along the dash. And somewhere here, it's just spewing out water and not really making enough pressure to spray out of the nozzles here. So next thing I have to do, it probably won't be this weekend, we have to take this dash piece, this vent piece out here, and take that out and find the leaking hose and probably replace that. Now the other thing is I want to find where the cabin filter is on this and how to take that out. Hopefully it's not too bad of a job, but I've never replaced the cabin filter on here, and that definitely needs probably doing. I haven't cleaned the air filter in this thing for a while, so probably need to do that. Right now, I'm actually replacing the battery hold down because it went flying out. If you remember, I found it missing in Telluride, so I bought a new one. So we'll be putting that in when I put the battery back in. First, I'm going to clean these battery terminals up because they're filthy and got corrosion on them. So yeah, I seem to have fixed the leak on my coolant. As you can see here, it hasn't been going down any further since I tightened that hose up. I still have this. I've already replaced this cap here once before. This is my brake fluid here. It seems to be still coming out of the cap a bit. It used to have a leak, where is it, on the master cylinder back here on the firewall. I haven't seen it leaking anymore. It's definitely forcing pressure up through here sometimes. My brakes aren't always the best, so that is concerning. I may have to get a new master cylinder on that at some point. Power steering, I haven't really had any issues with that, but I haven't checked it in a long time, so. And it seems okay. The other thing is transmission fluid. I can't remember the last time I checked that, so yeah, definitely gonna have to check that at some point. Other than that, I mean, the transmission does get a little sticky from time to time in a couple of gears, but it is, I'm at 166 or 167,000 miles, and I bought it with 82,000 miles on it. I've never once had the transmission looked at, so I think it's doing pretty good for what I've been doing to it. I don't know, I may have to get the transmission looked at some point, but right now I have other issues. So first things first, fix the things that are already broken. But other than that, it's a strong motor. I don't burn oil. It burnt a little bit of oil when I first bought it, but I think that's because people were putting the wrong oils in it, and I started doing my own oil changes. It's been great ever since. Great running engine, never once broke down on me, so quite happy on that. But yeah, everything else is looking pretty good. Had my other issues with the power, like I said, and other things. I think I'd like to replace the headlights, even though I got new ones that are brighter. Like I said, when I went in that snowstorm, they didn't create any heat, they just got blocked up with snow, so definitely something I might have to look at. And then again, I was telling you guys, AC is working fantastic. Sorry about the sun in the camera there. AC is working great. The mounts haven't budged at all. This is all nice and solid. One thing I've been having issues with is the maxi fan. A lot of dirt and dust up in the motor there. So occasionally it doesn't want to start, and I got to give it a good bang and shake some of that dust off of it. And it doesn't do reverse anymore, I think. It goes one way now. So yeah, I mean, I've gotten, 3 years worth of work out of it. It's been eating a lot of dust and bugs. So I did notice the other day a crack on the seal up the top, so I'm gonna have to reseal around the top there. Now, another issue that I have here is a lot of rust on this rear gutter here, and it's actually eating through the metal at the bottom here. So I'm gonna have to do some sanding on that and try some preventative. Something that was already here on the van, but it's getting worse now. Quarter panel, there's this bit of rust right here. It's really eating in there. I'm gonna have to sand that out, put some Bondo in it. I've thought about painting this van or putting some vinyls on this van, make it look a bit nicer. So that's an option if I do that. Now here on the inside of the door, these rubbers are all messed up real bad, so my door doesn't roll smooth and it doesn't close very smooth. Kind of moves and bumps all over the place. So that's something I might have to look at replacing. It's not super easy, so I may just try wrap those warped bits of plastic with tape for now. That might be I don't know, electrical tape might be a somewhat fix for now, maybe. We'll see. But other than that, everything's pretty good. I want to do some work. I want to take out the passenger seat out here, make a storage garage area and where the passenger seat would be. I want to do the interiors, cover the windows up. This is something I wanted to do for a while. I haven't got to it yet. These rear windows on the outside, I actually want to wrap them in white vinyl so all that sun's not blaring on this and turning it into an oven. It'll be a lot cooler on the rear as well. So I'm going to take all these crusty stickers off. They're all starting to come apart on the back here, so they're going to have to go. But yeah, we'll have a new look. Again, like I said, my projects are never finished. That's why I haven't done a van tour, because I'm always just changing things on this thing. I feel weird doing a van tour when it's not finished. I know I've been working on it for 3 years, but it just seems never to get finished. All right, so I was gonna do dinner, trying to figure out what I could cook. There's mostly all microwave stuff in there. I come up with something, but I need a microwave, and my microwave, as you know, is causing issues. I don't want to use it right now in fear of blowing things up. So we're not going to do that. I think what I'm going to do is just a nice little simple cheese board. Now, I don't have much in the way of cheese, but I can get creative with fruit and stuff like that. I'll show you what I mean, because in Australia, cheese boards are quite a cool thing, something we Australians really like, and the English. My dad was English. So I'm going to scrounge what I do have and show you kind of cheese etiquette. And here in America, some people are doing it a bit wrong. I know how Americans love their cheese blocks, like a little square of cheese. We don't do that in Australia. Anyone that knows proper cheese etiquette is you have it thinly sliced on a cracker. And I'm not having a go at you guys. It's however you want to have it, but I'm just showing you how we do it anyway. The fact I have sliced cheese in here works anyway, because all I got to do is section it up. We'll be right back, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Alrighty, so I cleaned up the battery terminal. Let's have a look now. You can see this one was getting corroded pretty hard with that dust all over it. So we've washed it off with hot water. Now we just want to put a little bit of this battery terminal protector on there. It's not perfect. That won't keep it good forever, but it's a start. So all right, battery's back in. Those terminals are cleaned up. We've diagnosed that the problem with the water leak has come on from somewhere up in there, so that's the next step we're gonna have to take. I think that's gonna do it for my maintenance on the vehicle for today. Everything else is looking fairly good. All right, guys, next thing's next. Cheese platter. Alrighty, guys, our cheese platter, very basic, but it's just for me, so it doesn't really matter. And I'll show you the basic cheese platter. I'll describe a bit more into how we do our cheese platters back home. Okay, pretty simple. We got saltines here. I know a lot of you probably don't think saltines are great crackers for cheese and biscuits, but I actually really like the saltines with the white cheddar. Works really well. Okay, so basically you can have any cheese. Usually I like to have at least 3 or 4 cheeses on a platter. If I was making it for friends, I have like 3 or 4 cheeses on the board. But this is my go-to when I'm traveling. And sorry about the messy, dirty fingers. I've been working on the ends and I already washed them with soap, but they're stained now from the grease. But it's fine. I'm the only one eating this food, so it's fine. Yeah, so usually I'd have 4, but this is my go-to when I'm traveling. It just goes in my fridge. It's already sliced. I can break it up however I want. It's Kroger aged sharp white cheddar. It's the closest thing that reminds me of the regular tasty cheese that we have back home in Australia. It is delicious. Saltines go really well with it. I do have other crackers inside, but I just decided to pull out the saltines today. This is just regular pepperoni sliced up. We usually like to have some sort of fruit, mostly dried fruit actually, to go with the cheese board. But I got a couple of these Skylar Ray cherries here and some classic red cherries, so they're nice and sweet. And these are delicious. I just got these from Trader Joe's. These are Turkish organic dried figs. Man, they are tasty. So dried figs always go great. But yeah, usually we'd have a couple of meat options, couple of cheese options, couple of cracker options, and some dried fruit assortments over there. So that's basically how it is, and we can just go ahead. So that's squared up nicely just with that, and I can eat it just like that, or I can slap a piece of salami on there, pick up a piece of this and eat that as well. Yum, yum, yum. And yeah, easy as that. Now, as I was saying about the cubed blocks of cheese, it's just too much cheese. You don't need that. You need a nice little thin sliver like that on the cracker. Not too thin, but thin enough where the cheese is sort of melting over your taste buds. You don't want that huge just block of cheese in your mouth. I mean, each to your own. If that's the way you like to do it, that's the way you like to do it. But traditionally, you slice your cheese thinly and put it on the cracker and then eat it. Alrighty, it wasn't a super eventful day for me today. I spent most of the day hiding from the heat. That's what it is sometimes when you're in Arizona. All you can do is hide from the heat. Alright guys, that's going to do it for me today. Hopefully this video is somewhat interesting to you. Lots more adventures to come. And that's a wrap for this one. So until next time guys, hope you enjoyed. This is Aussie Bearman. We shall see you later. What's going on here?